The man glanced at the milk carton and instantly figured out how to escape. He stepped on the carton to flatten it, then unfolded it completely. Next, he used a spoon to peel off the wax layer inside. When the guard wasn't looking, he pressed the wax onto the keypad. This way the guard's fingerprints would stick when he typed in the code. By checking the prints, he could figure out which 4 keys were used. Now it was time to crack the code. Breslin rolled toilet paper into a small ball, then covered it with toothpaste. He made several of these little balls, wrapped them all in a damp tissue, and got himself one large sticky clump. When the guard unlocked his cuffs for lunch, Breslin secretly shoved the clump into the lock on the feeding hatch. So even if the hatch was locked, he could still push it open. Now he had access to the keypad, but 2 more things were needed. He had to learn the guard's schedule, to find the perfect time gap to move, and he needed someone on the outside to help. This prison seemed secure, but it had one weakness. The solitary cell was right next to a fire station. Breslin started a fight on purpose. The guards threw him into solitary. Once inside, he studied the guard setup carefully. He noticed there were only 2 guards, and they had a habit of going out to smoke. That was his window, through the metal grid above. He could clearly hear the guards opening and closing the rooftop door. He used this to calculate how long their smoke breaks lasted. Then he used the surveillance cameras to signal his hacker friend the time of the escape. When everything was ready, Breslin made his move. After unlocking the keypad, he rewound the security footage, so it looked like he was still inside the cell. That gave him more time to run. He crawled through the ventilation system and reached the fire station. There he changed clothes and disguised himself as a firefighter. At that moment, the 2 guards were still smoking on the rooftop. Then Breslin's friend set off an explosion in the parking lot. The fire crew rushed out to respond. Breslin was already hiding under the truck. Everyone ran toward the fire. No one noticed him. He escaped right under their noses. But Breslin wasn't a criminal. He worked for the Federal Bureau of Prisons, testing the security of prisons all over the country. Each time he would enter as an inmate and find the flaws in the system, so real prisoners would have less chance to escape. But right after Breslin returned to the company, he was approached by intelligence officers. They said a warden wanted Breslin to test a private prison. This place held inmates the government refused to take. But private prisons were not regulated by law and not officially recognized, which made them extremely dangerous. Breslin didn't want to accept. He had never tested a private facility before, but the agency said the warden offered triple the usual pay. The offer was too tempting, so Breslin agreed, but he had no idea. He was about to walk into hell.